Alright, so here's a connection that I pulled out of the back of my rear view mirror here. And I decided to go with this one because the wires are a bit bigger gauge. So the way I did it, I took my multimeter here, I set it to ohms, and this is how I figure out which one is the ground. The black wire I have already grounded, and what I do, I just go through and I check each one, and this is that one right there. The second one here is the ground. Now to figure out which one is the voltage, I set to 20 volts DC. Car runs in DC. I test them. I already figured it out which one it is, and that would be this one right here. On the left, I get the 14 volts that is charging. Now I want to make sure that it's not going to be on when the car is off, or this is energized while the car is off, so the camera is running all the time. We want it to turn off. So I'm going to turn the ignition to off, completely off, no AC. I'm going to test it again. Now zilcho. So those are the two wires I'm going to use. Alright, so are the new wires in. These guys are going to connect to the two terminals that I've identified under the rearview mirror. I'm just going to put this back together. Since this accepts 12 volt, I got to continue using this. If behind the rearview mirror it was 5 volts continuous DC, I would just be able to cut these off and use this wire. Okay, this is the finished product. Got my two wires that I soldered in. Come out the front. Took out the fuse. Didn't need the fuse because the circuit that I'm tying into has a fuse. I shortened the cable on the back. The old cable was way too long. I just cut out the grommet. You don't need it. The last step would be to tie these two cables into the circuit that we identified earlier. We're going to just use these guys, splices, 18 gauge, and just make sure I remember to connect this side to the 12 volt positive, and then this would be the ground. Zip tie everything up and connect my dash cam. Dunskies.